today's segment, wisdom in rugby. So I just want to ask these boys about their own experiences in life, experiences in rugby, about how they got their contract. So I'll ask RP, what would you give someone an advice with regards to getting a contract through the struggles? They're not getting their breakthrough, they're training hard. But what would you say to them with your own experience about their what can they do naturally and in faith? What would you say to them about to be a professional rugby player?
Yeah, I think just being working hard in whatever things you do. I think if you have a dream or if you have a plan, the main thing is to have to set up your goal or your dream or what you want to achieve, and if you have a clear dream or if you have a clear plan of what you want to achieve, like say for instance if you want to be a rugby player, because if you put that as your dream and if you work hard towards it, I think you'll achieve it if you do it with all your heart, or if you work hard towards it, because I think God will always help those who work hard and try and achieve what they want to achieve. I think there's no more easy formula than that. I think just keep working hard, and even if it seems like this, you see this everything else is closing down on you, but if you have faith in God, because God sees things that we do not for what people see us doing. If you do that with all your heart and work hard towards it, I think you'll achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Awesome. What about you, Taqele? Just change the question slightly. You have a lot of success. What does it mean to have your high point in rugby? Tell us about the highs of rugby. What's a good memory that really impacted your life? Because you won the championships when you were playing for the Waratahs.
I think one of the highlights for me was obviously running out for the Australia Wallabies. That's one of the pinnacle of my career. Getting to wear the jersey was something that I never dreamt of when I was growing up. When I was growing up, I wanted to play for Fiji, and that was just as far as I can see when I was growing up. But being able to represent a foreign country, but with a background of Fiji, was something I was proud of. Made me more proud to be a Fijian. When I went and represented another country, I think then, like what Api said, all of that came through hard work, the work that you do behind the scene, and just little sacrifices. Becoming a professional rugby player is not as easy as what we thought it would be. We just see them playing games, and then you just hear the amount of good times that they have. But when you get start. It's like after a few years you start noticing, it takes a lot more mentally prep, a lot more discipline. And one thing that really stuck out for me when Api was explaining it was the sacrifices that we made. For me, before I had the professional contract, when I had to change my mindset to try and become a professional rugby player, obviously I lost a lot of friends, especially with the faith as well. Keeping up with my faith and trying to achieve a goal, you tend to move away from a lot of people that I usually hang out with. So it's discipline and consistency as well. So when you try and become something as a professional player, you tend to spend a lot of time on investing in yourself, and that'll mean you'll be away from your usual friends and stuff. So and it's something good as well in other side. But as long as you're prepared to go through that.
Awesome. So I think you both have worked hard. What about sharing your own experience about your darkest hour, where you thought life, this is it, like maybe an injury, maybe you weren't getting picked on a regular basis, and you have still been contracted, and you're there on the 22, maybe outside the 22. What would you say to them as a person that's aspiring to be a professional, or maybe they're in that situation right now? Because we can all talk about faith, but when the faith is not being played in the reality, you become disappointed, become angry, you become bitter because you're showing up for training, but the coach is not picking you each week, and you're asking questions. And what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think for us, the main thing that we used to tend to is give up. Is we always give up when things are not going in our way.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the challenges that we always face. I think for us to come to overcome that is that if there's gonna be sometimes you're gonna have to face those kinds of challenges, but it's how we react to it.
Yeah.
is the thing that's gonna help us get through it. Even if we are being dropped, or even if you think that you're not playing well and our coaches have dropped, if you continue working hard, or if you continue doing what you think is good for you, and even doesn't matter what other people or what the circumstances is that we're going through, but if you continue working hard and you know that you can achieve what you want to achieve, I think that will help a lot in you, because I think that also sometimes even if in rugby, sometimes the coaches sometimes they drop us and they want to see how we react to that.
Yeah.
So sometimes as when we get dropped, like we thought, oh, I'm not good enough now, so we tend to lose focus on from what I should be doing to get better.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I think that's one of the challenges that we can overcome is trying just keep on working hard and trying to come and just doing whatever the coaches wants you to do, and if you keep working hard on it, I think there will be a time, or there will be a chance where you break through it, and then once you're given the opportunity to play, or once you're given the opportunity to showcase what you got, then that's the time you have to prove yourself.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Taqele? What would you say? Where things are not going well?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that they can get us down, especially if you're in a rugby career, is injury.
Yeah.
For me, like I was just saying in my testimony before, I broke this ankle in 2012 and this one in 2014. So I had both those two, and I was really struggling. So like I said before, and but I think what always stands out for me was that and it's hard, it's easy to just say it, but once you've gone through it, you'll finally realize it. But one thing that always stuck out to me was faith with works. So if you're with faith with God, and when you're at that time, if you're strong enough, you'd say, you're going to accept it, you're going to go through it. But if you're someone that just says you're in the faith, but when you get injured, you start to question your faith.
Yeah.
So now, like for me, I wasn't perfect. When I first got injured, I said, oh, it's just a setback. I can always come back. But my second injury, what I was saying in the testimony, was one of the longest ones, because it's going to take me about 10 to 11 months to get back to running. So that was the biggest one, and for me at that time, I started to look at, like, oh man, like I know this is it for me and that's done. But there was always that little thing in my what my dad always told me and my parents was never to give up. Always believe in God. Whatever happens, always believe in God. No matter how bad it is. So and when you just say believe in God, it's just easy to say it.
Yeah.
But the fact of you trying to think and trying to just think, okay, I'm injured now, so I don't know if I can still believe. But that's always with the faith. So the faith with hard work, what he says. It's so faith without work is dead. So the fact of just trying to recover was quite a long time. But I always kept on praying, kept on fasting about it, and it's just time will grow, and when time will go on, you'll start to have that confidence back, and it all works in time. It all works in time. So don't jump into any conclusion saying that it's done. It's done. But you can always. I think it's done if you're dead, pretty much. And if you're injured, you're still breathing. You're still talking.
That's true.
So while you still have the ability to think, to talk, to move, or to even sit down and pray, that's you're not done yet. I think you're done if you stop breathing.
Yeah.
So so I think just to give a bit of encouragement, like don't ever give up. That's the last thing you'd want to do, and always have the right people around you, your family. They're always there to support you. So whatever you're going through, don't think about giving up. Was that it's better off you try it and you know along the way.
What about because you guys are always in the public eye, you're always facing criticism, whether if it's from fans, whether it's from coaches, wherever. Criticism. How do you deal with negative criticism? Because you were talking about reacting, but what about in your professional career where you have been criticized and it really brought your heart and your soul really, really down, and you thought, I've given it my best, but people don't still appreciate me. How do you go through those moments? What do you do yourself?
Yeah, I think it's challenging at times. I think it depends on how you deal with those criticisms. If sometimes those criticism can get you down,
yeah,
or you can. Or for you can use that criticism as a challenge for you to help you grow, or to help you be better in the things you want to do. I think it's just how we deal with those kind of criticism. Because people will always have an opinion. Like in whatever things we do, people will always have an opinion on whatever. Like even in the games.
Yeah.
Like if like for us when we lost, like we will always, like even on social media, like people will be talking. So I've always tell guys, so we don't want to be. We don't want to get those people's opinion to come and get into us, or to come and let, because sometimes it can let our spirit down, and can let if we let that come into us, then it will affect us.
Yeah.
So the thing is, because us, we know what we are capable of, so you know what you can do. So don't let others' opinion come and determine what you can do. So if people talk bad, or if people talk negatively about you, we don't let those kind of things to come and judge you, or to come and overtake because you know what we can do, and if we just improve on the things that we know we can improve on, and work hard, because we will do well, rather than if we let those negative comments or negative opinions come and get into us, then it will let us down sometimes.
What about you, Taqele? What about your?
I'll say the same point as well. Like you said, I've had. I used to look into a lot of comments, and remarks made like about myself or
After
after
the
a game.
game.
Yeah, after a game, I used to do that. I used to look into it, and yeah, like 100%. But you can see, but people are saying because they have the freedom, they have the right to say what they want to say. And it can be frustrating at times to.
You go away feeling angry.
Yeah. I used to go and feel angry, and I say, "Who are these guys?" You don't even know what we players are going through. But after a while, we just say, just forget it. Like it's not gonna change anything if you be angry or if you beat yourself up for it or you feel down. The main thing is that you know what you have to do and what you have to improve on. And as long as you know that what you are doing is right,
Yeah.
I think there's nothing you can do about it. I think with criticism, it's what's going on now with media and social media and everything. You can't really do much about it. It's just as long as you know that you're doing your best
Yeah.
to get the best outcome, as long as you're doing those extras, you're working on improving yourself. You don't even have to prove to anyone. I think that's the main thing. Is you just focus on yourself. Don't read into the stuff. People will always say bad things about you, and they're the same people that will say good things about you if you play well. So that's pretty much just how you see things and how you go into those kind of stuff. But for me now, I don't really look at it much. I just focus on what I have to do my week of prep or coming up before the game. So as long as I know that I've prepared myself, I've done well mentally, physically, and spiritually as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing.
Awesome. The last question: what's the one piece of advice that you would give to a younger, upcoming professional rugby player? One piece of advice or something that they can take away.
I think we've talked. I think just the sacrifice and just hard work. I think and just try and have a goal
Yeah.
set up for you to achieve, and then if you work hard towards it, if you make sacrifices, or if you have faith in it and faith in God, I think God, whatever things you want to achieve, you will achieve. If you set a goal, work hard towards it, and sacrifice towards achieving those goals.
Awesome. What about you, Taqele? What's the one piece of advice or wisdom that you can give that your parents have given you for upcoming rugby professional that will guide them, that you thought, I wish I had somebody telling me this?
I think one of the main things is to enjoy it. Enjoy those moments. Coming up, aspiring to be a professional rugby, whatever game you're involved in, whatever training you're doing, or whatever goals you're writing down, make sure that you enjoy it. Because once you take enjoyment out of what you're doing, you lose it all. I think that's one thing for me, was enjoying those moments. Don't be too nervous, don't be too scared of taking big steps. Especially, coming up and trying to be a professional, you want to align yourself to doing, strict stuff and, coming up to try and achieve a goal. It's all good. That writing goal is a definite, writing your goals down, make sure you work hard towards it. But the main thing is enjoy it, approach it with a free mind, and as long as you're working hard and you know yourself, and that's the one thing, just enjoy it.
Awesome. Thanks guys for being part of the segment. I really appreciate Api and Taqele for taking your time to answer questions. I'm sure they'll be really, really blessed. Awesome.